Swingle Hospital was haunted long before the doctors moved in. The original family, named Adams, sold the house to Randall and Agnes Crouch in 1938 and promptly moved to another state. During the next 4 months, the Crouches had the police come to their house no fewer than 17 times. They complained that a man kept breaking into their house. The couple insisted that they had seen the intruder in the halls, hearing him shuffling about, but the police never found any sign of a break-in. The Crouches described the large man they had seen. He was wearing a black coat and trousers. The odd thing about him was that he always held the side of his head as if it hurt him, and Mrs. Crouch noticed that he wore no shoes. Only 6 weeks later, Randall Crouch died when he fell from a second-story door that opened over the side yard. He was aware of the peculiar door and had taken steps to see that it was always locked to avoid just such an accident. His wife reported that he fell whilst chasing a person he had caught in the house. The person was never found, though Mr. Crouch had chased him through that very door. Agnes Crouch moved from the house almost immediately. It stood empty until she sold it some years later to the doctors for their hospital. The doctors' first order of business was to expand their new facility, and that is when the construction workers unearthed a burial site mere feet from the back door. The 7 corpses had been buried in haste without coffin or winding sheet. 5 of the dead were clearly victims of murder. To this day, no one knows who these unfortunate people were, but they were buried some time before the house was built. One of the cadavers was a tall man who was buried in a black coat and pants. He had a nasty wound on the side of his head, and he had been buried wearing no shoes. There's been a lot of activity tonight in the front yard. I think I've actually seen something with my own eyes. I'll be checking the cameras soon to see if I've captured anything on film. Check back with me in 1 hour and we'll see what we have caught tonight here at Swingle Hospital.